So I played a game recently called Hebereke. I've never heard of this before, and considering it didn't come out in America except on the Wii Virtual Console like 20 years ago, you probably haven't either. It's the first game in a series starting in 1991 that hasn't done especially well outside of Japan, or in Japan, honestly, for that matter. Initial reception was a bit lukewarm, shall we say. But over time, it's become a bit of a cult classic, receiving both a sequel and a remake of the original game in 2024. And the characters themselves are quite well loved in Japan, considering until recently only the first game actually came out in the United States. The franchise has been a bit obscure, to say the least. Again, I've never heard of this game. I don't even know if I've ever seen the characters. So when I played through this game, I was pretty surprised. It's genuinely a charming and fun little outing, and I'd like to share my experiences with the game and tell you why I liked it so much. Don't worry, this isn't going to be one of those videos where I go point by point and play the game for you. I'll just break the game into categories and tell you what I think about each one. Anyway, without further ado, my name's Cam, and I'm here to tell you why I think you should play Hebereke. First off, let's talk about the game's presentation, which is, in my opinion, its strongest aspect. Simply put, this game is charming. I mean, I've already put some of the artwork of character and enemy designs on the screen throughout the beginning of this video. The four main characters are all unique and adorable. Part of me is glad that this didn't come out in the United States because I'm almost certain they'd try to make the characters cooler or edgier, sort of like what they did with Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know why Japanese game companies feel like they have to absolutely butcher their character designs for them to have appeal in the United States, but I absolutely hate it. But yeah, the character design is absolutely phenomenal. I love all of these little guys like you wouldn't believe. The enemy design isn't bad either by any means. All of them are memorable, if not a little strange. The main bosses of this game, for instance, I don't know what the hell they're supposed to be. You tell me, I'm at a loss. Aside from the designs of characters and enemies, the actual graphics of the game are phenomenal. This is a late NES game, so at this point, developers knew how to really get everything out of the hardware of the NES. And you can tell, the game looks beautiful for it. This might be one of the best looking NES games I've ever played. The grass and trees are green and vibrant, caves are dark and mysterious, and snow and ice are deep blue. I have slightly lesser praises to sing about the music of this game. It's not bad by any means, and it's quite pleasant, but it's not as good as the visual design of this game. Again, it's not going to make your ears bleed or anything, and I do find it charming in its own right. With presentation out of the way, I'd like to start talking about the thing that actually matters, which is the gameplay. And thankfully, the gameplay is really good as well. This game is primarily a platformer, with boss fights sprinkled in between as well. Gameplay wise, it reminds me a lot of Super Mario Bros. 2, even down to the more particular aspects. The fact that there are four main characters, and the fact that you can actually throw stuff at enemies to defeat them. Now, if that's all the gameplay was, this would be a pretty normal yet cutesy platformer game. A dime a dozen, really, especially in Japan. The real star of this show is the map that you play the game in. The map consists of multiple areas and levels, all unique in their own right, connected by shortcuts, secret passages, and boss fights, filled with items that you need to find and collect in order to progress properly. It has a lot in common with Metroid, Legend of Zelda, and some Castlevania games. Like I said before, this game has you playing as four main characters. One, an albino penguin, is named Heibe. He's the fastest of the four, but doesn't jump as high, slips on ice, and can't swim at all. He has a special attack that he can use, and he can actually climb up walls later in the game when you get the suction cups. The second character you meet is Ochan. They can swim and walk on ice, unlike Heibe. The next character you meet is Geizaiman. He has a special move where you can attack any character on screen, and also floats down after a jump, sort of like Peach in Super Mario Bros. The last character you meet is this frog fish thing named Jennifer. They can swim underwater and bomb passageways to open up new areas. By switching between these four characters and using their unique abilities, along with items that you get along the way, you can navigate the world that you're in, find the three keys, open the final door, and fight the final boss. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of this game. You're lost in the middle of nowhere and you want to go home, so you find three keys to leave. Again, it is an NES game. The last thing I'd like to touch on about this game is its difficulty. Put simply, this is not a very hard game. You're not going to get stuck or die too much. Now, I won't pretend like I didn't die at all, because I did. More times than I would probably care to admit right now. This game is not going to leave you stumped or stuck at a difficult boss. But there are healing items in this game, and infinite continues. Though if you die, you do go back to the center of the map, which sucks a little bit, but isn't the end of the world. This game is pretty short as well. I would imagine the average playthrough of this game can't take more than 4 or so hours. Hell, just playing this game again for this video to gather footage, I managed to beat this game in under 90 minutes, so if you really know what you're doing, you can probably do it sub 1 hour. So yeah, that's my experience with Hebereke. I had quite a bit of fun. It was a short, charming, and slightly challenging, near the end, platformer for the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you ever have the chance to try it out, or its remake and sequel, which I'm pretty sure are on Steam, then I heavily recommend it. I think you'll have a good time. And actually, before I wrap things up here, I would like to take a look at the US prototype of Hebereke, leaked online in 2021. Like I said before, there were plans to release the title in the States, but the development was evidently halted pretty early on, as the leaked prototype has large swaths of the map devoid of enemies or items, being very clearly a work in progress. Interestingly enough, the map seems to have been planned to be even bigger than it is in the final release, significantly bigger, with large areas of the prototype being cut. I wish I could show you something a bit more interesting, but this prototype really is pretty bare bones. It's playable, but only in the simplest sense of the word. You can't get far without encountering a softlock, and there is only one boss present. It is interesting to think how Hebereke would be received in the United States if it came out in 1991, but something tells me it would not do very well at all. The fact that it never had much mainstream success in its home country to begin with, along with the imminent release of the SNES, means that the sales would probably not be very high. Also, it does seem that my fears about them making the characters cooler were not unfounded. What did they do to my boy? So yeah, that was Hebereke, and its unfinished prototype. I'm new to all this, and can't say I'm especially great at it. This video probably has numerous audio and editing issues, but hey, I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you enjoyed.